I want to present you now a very interesting article that I found in the Italian press, and the first title is Coronavirus, Marketing de la Paura. And I've translated the most interesting passages of his article, and this is the reason why I want to read them, because this article is very perfect and explain very perfectly what happened now with this virus, because we are living in a true conspiration which is prepared by the Illuminati, or by Satanist elite who want to destroy uh, human beings. And like this article is very perfect in the explanation of what happened now with this prepared virus, I've decided to read it, to translate it, and to read it. So, since 2001, after mad cow disease, we have seen SARS, avian, and swine respectively in 2002, 2005, and 2009, devastating pandemics that could have decimated the world population. 12 years after, in November 2013, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation funded the British Pearl Bright Institute. In July, 2 years after, now, in July 2015, the Fulbright Institute files the patent for attenuated coronaviruses to be used as a vaccine to prevent lung and respiratory diseases. 2 years after, in 2017, the first laboratory with the highest level of biosafety, BSL-4, was built in China in the center of Wuhan in order to respond to the biggest biological threats on the planet, SARS, Ebola, etc. Curiously, this will be the city where the first case of the new coronavirus was registered. 1 year after, in April 2018, at the annual Massachusetts Medical Society conference in Boston, billionaire philanthropist Bill Gates predicted the spread of a new virus that would strike South Asia and cause 30 million deaths in 6 months. Very precise prophecy. He said, the world must prepare for pandemics while the army is preparing for war. That is to say, in fact, there have been prepared viruses and they won't work with the army to install a new world order, sorry. You have two things for the future dictature: diseases and the army. Event 201 was held in New York City on October 18th, 2019. It is a pandemic exercise of the highest standard, with the official goal of managing and reducing the large-scale economic and social consequences of possible epidemic of viral coronavirus, which could provoke or cause 65 million victims. The event organizers are Johns Hopkins Center for Health Society Security, World Economic Forum, and the inevitable Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. We found we find everywhere his name of Bill and his wife Melinda Gates. It's not an hazard, of course. Out of 5 multinationals interested in producing the vaccine against the world's last danger, the coronavirus, there is still Bill and Melissa Gates Foundation. The ex-boss of Microsoft is undoubtedly the shady individual who works the most with the creation of vaccines, collaborating with American Army and department very high and important departments of his U.S. Army are DARPA and the U.S. Military Research Agency. It is worrying to know that the Army is interested in vaccines and therefore also in viruses and necessarily also in bacteriological weapons. And we have noticed, I can say, extraordinary coincidences and remark, and we can have the conclusion that this pandemic of diseases with viruses, they are prepared because the elite of the Illuminati have very precisely things foreseen. Finally, with what is perhaps the most beautiful in the history of the China's virus, it is the mask. That is to say, if you buy a mask in pharmacies to protect you from possible foreign humoral liquids, know that they are produced not only in China, but in the town of Wuhan district. And it is a fact in, I can say, few years before the widespread of the virus. They have begun to produce this mask to protect ourselves 4 years before the virus of coronavirus. This is, I can say, it's not an hazard. In France, the deputies of the majority of President Macron tabled in early December 2019 a bill to implement forced quarantines in the context of contagious diseases. That is to say, once again, that this elite of Illuminatis, they are preparing the new world order, the new dictature in the world. And you have declarations who are very interesting too. The first one, it is declaration of Prince Philip, even declared in August 1988, according to the press agency Deutsche Presseagentur, DPA, he said, "If I was reincarnated, I would like to be reincarnated as a deadly virus to help solve the problem of overcrowding. We must know that the overcrowding, it's a lie, because only 1% of the Earth, of the inhabitable Earth, are occupied. That is to say, this argument of the overcrowding is it's a lie, because they want to give us this lie. This is like an argument to prepare the population for abortions like this, to reduce of the rate of the population. But this is a lie. This is a lie, because 1% of the inhabited Earth are occupied. In fact, they want to reduce the population because it's easier um, to to have a dictature with, and this is the number, yes, of the Albert Stones, to have a dictature with 500 millions of inhabitants in comparison of so I can say 9 billions. It's not the same. It's more it's more difficult, and so they want to keep a reduced number of people, so that these people serve yes these dictature and these elite of Illuminati. And to prove what I say, I can take the written declaration of Jewish author and futurist. This is or he is Yuval Noah Harari, and he writes in a book. This is in *Sapiens*, a brief history of mankind, and he writes, within 40 years, part of the human being will be insured by artificial, sorry, make a mistake. Within 40 years, part of the human jobs will be insured by artificial intelligence, and the political question of the 21st century will indeed be make us of his was must we do of these useless people. We are precisely once again in a plan or a program to reduce the population with viruses, with diseases, because they are preparing now with a new technology and the army a new world order. And this is the reason why this question, what happened now with the coronavirus, this is very important, because they want to accelerate their aim, because they want to have this dictature. And the first country, sorry, of this dictature, it will be China. This is a reason too. They want to reduce the population very hardly, very hardly. They want to reduce the population of China.